Okay, welcome everybody. So, did you want to say something?
Yes, yes, please welcome my very dear teacher, Hari Har Ji, all the way from Yorkshire. She happened to be here in this neck of the woods for this last weekend that we've done training in Surrey. And yeah, so I said, please come and see my students. You know, I've been teaching, there's some regulars here who we've been together, over a year, 1.5 now, must be. And, you know, some of you are going to the training, some of you thinking about going to the training. So I thought it would be really nice to actually meet the lead trainer face to face and feel the energies. And I mean, she's very dear to me. I would trust her with my life. I've met her in 2009 and I've followed her to Russia and followed her in England. Yeah, I mean, there's so much wisdom I have learned from this relationship that, you know, I feel really blessed and feel protected and kind of carried in that way on my spiritual journey. And as you all know, we are here as the spiritual beings having a human experience, right? Not the other way around. So please welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, so I'm Hari Har Ji. I've been doing this getting on towards 40 years now. So I've been around a bit.
You only look 40, so
yes. But I'm not. Don't be deceived. So yeah, I started back in the 80s, and at that time there weren't any teachers. We actually didn't have teachers. There might have been one or two in London. So we sort of got together as a group, and whoever happened to turn up and looked innocent to say, right, you're teaching today, and that was it. So we didn't have any books. We had good old-fashioned tapes, you know, cassette recorders for music. We had a few bits of music. The books were typed out in an old-fashioned courier typeface, and you know, it was really the beginning. And I did the first ever teacher training in London, and there were 18 of us started, I think. That was about it, all packed into somebody's living room. And from there, you know, it's just become enormous. So yeah, Kundalini has been around for, you know, a very long time, but was brought to the West in the 60s. Interesting noise.
Yeah, I was wondering what that is. Like a bird?
No idea. But anyway, yeah, so I did meet with our master several times. He's long dead now. Someone died in 2004, I think, a long time ago. We now exist sort of without a master. We live in an Aquarian way, but then he always taught us, you know, don't rely on the person, rely on the process, the yoga, not the teacher. Doesn't matter about who the teacher is. It's the teaching that matters, and it's the technique. So with Kundalini Yoga, we always tune in with a mantra to start. The mantra is Ong, O-N-G, Ong Namo, Gurudev Namo. Namo means I call upon. Ong means infinite creativity. And Gurudev, Guru means somebody that moves you from darkness to light. Dev is divinity, divine. So what we do when we tune in is we call upon infinite creation and divine wisdom to be with us as we work. And this helps me. I'm, you know, I never see myself as a teacher. I'm more, when you teach this, you're more of a channel. It comes through you. So we need to tune in, or I do, if I'm going to make any sense today. So what we do is rub your hands together We chant Om Namo Gurudev Namo 3 times. So bring your hands into the heart center. Lift yourself up nice and straight. Lift yourself up out of your pelvis. Drop your shoulders. Bring your chin in slightly. Just elevate yourself, feeling contact to the ground, but at the same time your crown lifting up towards the infinite. And we take a deep inhale in through the nose and exhaling through the nose. And again, another breath in. And exhale completely. And we inhale to chant. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Om Namo Gurudev Namo Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale. And exhale. So we had a bit of a tussle about the name of this workshop. This was really funny. Amanjot and I were playing WhatsApp tennis, you know, trying to actually get to a title, and it was lost in translation. So we ended up with, what do you want to be? In 2023. Which is really funny. But it's totally appropriate. And strangely, it's... do you need a blanket? You look cold. There's a blanket on there.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Warm yourself.
Yes.
You look cold. Don't. Yeah, but get a blanket. If you warm your body, you'll warm your hands. You know, don't be cold. So this weekend we've been teaching the group in Surrey who are doing the Aquarian training, and we were talking about, you know, what is it about Kundalini yoga that's different from other yogas? What actually happens? Because what happened to me was I went to a class very reluctantly because I didn't do physical stuff. And I got to this class and my knees were under my chin and I would actually sort of fall over when I was sitting down. And that's an achievement. I was so body bound I couldn't do it. But in that class, something happened. That was it. And I actually went home and said, that's it. That's what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And I'm still here. So, you know, I actually, you know, kept my word, which was remarkable. That's not been easy. It's not easy to keep up for that long. But on the other hand, it's been fabulous. So what is it and that can touch you in a Kundalini class just like that? It's an amazing thing. We were discussing this yesterday, and then I was coming here today, you know, and thinking, well, actually, it's the same thing. It doesn't matter whether I've been doing this for 40 years or it's your first time. It doesn't matter. The mystery of Kundalini is a wonderful thing. And would you believe they've tried for years to find out what they can do with it? Even like the FBI or the CIA or whoever these agencies are, they want to know if they can force people to move their Kundalini so that they can use it for industrial espionage or something. I mean, that is a bit out there and a bit weird. But to me, put simply, it means that you live in the magic of life and you expect that. Expect magic. Expect your intuition to work. Expect to know the known. Because in our teaching, there is no unknown. Everything is available to us if we can just be clear enough to actually get the message. That's the thing. We know that we know, you know. But can we be clear enough to actually listen? And we have those moments when you think, I knew it was you calling, or I knew that was going to happen. And this is a wonderful thing. But can we actually relax into living in that space instead of having a little crystal moment now and then? You know, can we actually just expect that? Live in the magic of life. And it's actually my mission for 2023 is to really, really work on intuition and surrender into what's coming, you know. And because the time we live in, the times now, are so fast, so hard, so changeable. Life is just throwing you challenge after challenge all the time. And as they say, if you want to tell God a joke, make a plan. Yeah. If you plan for something, it ain't going to happen. You want plan B, plan C, just whatever. You know? So thinking about this workshop and thinking, well, what do you want to be in 2023? And it got me thinking, what do I want to be in 2023? And forever after that. What is it that I want? How do I want to experience myself? I like changing things. I like changing me. I don't like being stuck. I used to be the type of Kundalini yogi that wears a turban and all this stuff. And
long hair.
And I had the long hair. We have this tradition of growing long hair. I had very long hair. It was like to there, right? For 20 years, right? And I used to have to put it on the window ledge to comb it after I... In 2019, I suddenly thought, I want a different experience. Off. And I'm not a Sikh, so I thought, I'm not going to wear a turban because I'm not a Sikh. I don't want to, you know, misrepresent or give anybody a false idea about myself. I've tried Sikh Dharma because it is closely linked, because our master was a Sikh, but it didn't work for me. It's not for me. It's for many people that encounter it in a westernized fashion. They take to it and they like it. For me, it didn't work. So I thought, okay, I'm not going to wear a turban. I'm going to cut my hair. And I'm going to actually just give the teachings just the same. The sky didn't cave in, nothing happened. But I like reinventing myself. I like, you know, having another perspective on life. As you go through your changes in life, through your ages, you should be forever young, forever new in your spirit, even if the equipment gets a bit creaky, you know. So to think again, I don't know about you, but I think 2022 was quite tough. It was difficult, you know. It isn't going to change much until we get to about June. And somebody's just told me July is going to be a washout. So I'm not sure whether that's true or not. Plenty can change before then. But I think the way that we need to be is to keep ourselves as clear and as fit and as connected to the infinite as we can. Because we need to keep ourselves informed, not through these, but through this. If you work with your energy, if you awaken yourself, which is what Kundalini does, you then start to reconnect to this infinite, which is sending us information all the time. Okay? So, how does Kundalini do that? We call Kundalini the nerve of the soul. It is your life force energy. Now, you know what it's like if something touches a nerve. You kind of wake up quickly, you know. It's like, particularly if the dentist, or you go for a checkup and they've got those horrible pointy things they stick up your gums. It's like, you know. When we start to use Kundalini energy, then what happens is your life force energy and the inspiration of the soul wakes up and gets your attention. Now, from the moment we're born, the ego starts to develop, and we negotiate our way through life through an ego. The ego is not a bad thing. Please do not think an ego is a bad thing. It's necessary, but it shouldn't run you. It should serve you. When it runs you, you get into emotions, commotions, dramas, and it can make your life a misery. But if you can get it to serve you, then it's a very good thing. So we're not complete ego. We have an exercise called the ego eradicator, which it doesn't mean that we're like, exterminate. No, we don't do that. It's to remove the negative side of the ego. So when we do an ego eradicator exercise, we're removing the negative, that part of us that says, no, you can't do that. That's not for you. Stay in your corner. Don't even think about it. We all have that kind of negative self-talk. So the ego eradicator gets rid of that. It gets rid of the negativity and that small thinking. So we're not about destroying egos. We're about bringing forward the strength and the positive and the light of the soul. So when you start doing a bit of Kundalini, and our exercises are working directly towards Kundalini. All yoga wants to move Kundalini. It's just ours is a bit quicker. It gets there faster. It's not as slow. You could spend 20 years trying to perfect one posture, perhaps from another form, and then it moves. Or you can spend one class and something touches you in Kundalini yoga. It's just different. And we're a bit upfront about it, and, you know, like, okay, just go for it. Go for the main thing. Let's have Kundalini. Yeah, let's wake up. Let's shake ourselves a bit and wake up.
It's also safe, isn't it? It's not the one that's going to go there.
No, that's, you know, it isn't the sort of thing to plug you into the national grid and give you a terrible, mind-blowing experience. That's not going to happen either. It's measured. That's why we have Kriyas, we have set systems which will awaken things and change things and shake you up a bit without shaking you up too much, without blowing all your fuses. It's not going to do that. So, what happens with Kundalini is the little Kundalini starts to move. In fact, Swami Vivekananda, who brought, what's that place in Willesden Green? It's a meditative yoga that he brought to the West. He came before Yogi Bhajan came, but he came to the West and he came to England. It'll come to me, the name of the meditation practice. But he actually said, if you think you know the answer to all of your problems, all that's happened is a little Kundalini has moved from the base of the spine up to the higher centres. That's what's happened. And the lights turn on and you suddenly know, what has to be done. You know what the answer is, even if you don't like it. You come to a sense of understanding, knowing. And it can happen very quickly, that you have a changed way of being. I used to live in London years ago, and when my first class that I started teaching back in the 80s was in a church hall in Wembley Park. And a guy used to come who was a Hindu guy, and he was an accountant. And he would bring his family and his kids, everybody came. And one day he came in and he said, "This yoga, right, does it make you know things?" And I said, "Yes, Jitu, it does. Why?" And he said, "Well, I used to have all these problems, but now I just seem to know what to do." And he was just coming to class. I know he wasn't going home and practicing. I know he wasn't. He was a committed guy doing his job and looking after his family. He just came to class on a Thursday night, and that was it. So this is what he did. This is just that was enough to actually turn things around for him, that he actually knew the answers. They came to him. And that's about us becoming clear. When we change our energy through practice, doing Kundalini Yoga, you change your aura and you change your electromagnetic field. And you change your mind, hopefully. You change your energy field, you change your mind, you feel differently, you think differently. So your projection is different. Right thoughts lead to right actions that produce the right things. Yeah? So this way, when you've changed your energy field, you start to actually realize that the right things are falling into place. No matter how simple, but you start to realize that things are working out. Everything's going to be okay. So our parent company, if you like, the head office, is called 3HO, 3 letter H, O. So the 3 H's are healthy, happy and holy. And you can't be one without the other. Lots of people want to be happy. Lots of people want to be holy. You can't be either of those if you're not healthy. If you haven't got your health, if you haven't got your body to carry you, then you can't actually be truly happy. Neither can you be spiritually connected if the body doesn't work. So we work through the body. That's how we experience life. We experience life through this, the container. A lot of people want to be just spiritual without actually realizing that you have to look after the container through which you experience. Because you can't experience if the body is not flowing, if it doesn't work with you, if it doesn't carry you. Anybody who is unwell knows how difficult, because I came south, I stopped off in London to see a friend, and she has been in agony for 2 years with a knee thing. And she's just been in so much pain. She's finally had the operation. I said, "Oh, well, I'll stop off in London, help you for a bit," because she lives in a townhouse that's all stairs and crutches and everything. Finally got the operation. And she said, "I've had no life." She's been exhausted, feeling terrible, no joy, no happiness. Even if she went on holiday, she couldn't enjoy it because constant pain, constant niggles. So now, even though she's still on crutches, she said, I've no pain, I've no pain. If I could dance, I would dance. But and people who are exhausted through life, you know, through the pressures of life, if you're exhausted, you can't be happy. If you're exhausted, you can't connect spiritually. You're just exhausted. You're clawing your way through life. And life is difficult. Life is tricky. There's a lot of speed and change and the unexpected, and also what is expected. We're expected to do more, be more, do this, do that. It's so exhausting. So, how to keep ourselves so that we don't just survive but excel? To really excel in these times. Because, you know, Yogi Bhajan, who brought us this yoga, he said, you know, that the times were coming where there's going to be such insanity. He said, you won't believe the insanity that there's going to be on this planet, of how people live and how people think, how they are to each other, how they are to the planet, how they are. He said, it's going to be terrible. And he said this back in the 90s, early 90s. And we thought, oh, right, okay, it's going to be bad. And then it got to the 2000s, and everybody expected the millennium crash. I thought, oh, this is bad. This is bad. And I said, yeah, everybody needs Kundalini Yoga now. Then it got to like 2011. That was a big one, wasn't it? 11. And 2012. And we said, oh, it's bad now. It's really bad now. And every year since then we thought, this is it, can't get any worse than this. And it just gets crazier and crazier. The whole world just gets crazier and crazier. The madness of the world is unbelievable. And he told us, I mean, he gave lectures saying, you don't need to go to the movies, just get on the wall screen, just pay, watch anything. And he was talking about Netflix and goodness knows what, back in the early 90s when we had no thought of this, you know. I mean, back in the early 90s, there wasn't even a mobile phone. No. When I started this lot, there was no internet. There was no internet, there was no mobile phones, we didn't even have a CD. There wasn't, you know, there was nothing. And he was telling us, he said, what's going to come is going to come. Don't go out, stay at home, get a screen, just pay, watch what you want, do what you want. But he said, the whole world is going to be computerized. And he said, just push a button, you can know anything. The problem is, it's going to push all your buttons. Because how do you discern from all that's available to you? How do you know what's right? How do you discern? How do you know what is right? We know all through COVID, conspiracy, this, conspiracy, that. Who knows? There's stuff coming at us all the time through social media. This is right, this is wrong. The next day, it's the opposite. This is right, this is good for you. This is bad for you. Oh, no, we were wrong. Actually, that's quite good for you. Now, that's bad for you. No, don't do that. Don't eat that. That's terrible. Don't do that. No, this is terribly dangerous. No, oh, actually, we've had a rethink. You know, I mean, honestly, how do you know everything? You know, it's so difficult. Even my mum is 92. She's always on Google. She's getting to the point now that she's pretty immobile and she can't go anywhere. At the moment, she's got a fractured spine, so she can't go anywhere. So she's living her life through Google, and she's getting answers out to trying to find out what's wrong with her. Why is this happening to me? I said, Mum, you're 92. You know, eventually things wear out. But she's absolutely fantastic, bright as a button. But all of this stuff is confusing. So how can you be clear about you. What's right for you? And what do you want to create for you? What do you want to be? Because you can be anything. There is, seriously, no limit. Because we relate to our infinity. When you connect to Kundalini, your soul came from infinity. You wake that up, reconnect to it. Start to realize that you came here for you. As Amanjot said right in the beginning, you are already spirit, come to make a human experience. You've come to experience human life, the material world. You can do anything you want. Anything. You're not here to prove you're spiritual. You're already spiritual. But through engaging with a spiritual practice, you can reconnect to the infinite, and you start to open yourself up and realize anything is possible. I can be anything I want to be. I can do anything I want to do. And if I'm really courageous, I will allow the infinite to mark out my journey for me. You know, there's been a few times in my life when I've made statements and the infinite's been listening, and you think, One was when I came home and said, right, that's what I'm going to do for the rest of my life, after I'd had one Kundalini yoga class, and I'm still here, so it's right, written down, okay, she wants to do this then, fine, that's okay. The next one came when I finished my training to be a teacher, and I did 3 years, level 1, level 2, I did all these trainings. And I was heartbroken, so I thought, I want more. I don't want to stop, I want more of this. And I thought, what do I do? And actually, my teacher said, so what do you want to do now? And I said to him, I want to be you. Unfortunately, the universe was listening again. And I became a trainer of trainers, and I ended up traveling all around the world training people to be Kundalini Yoga teacher trainers. So I've trained people all over the world because we didn't have anybody. So I suppose they took what they could get, and that was me. So I ended up in all sorts of countries, you know, as Amanjot mentioned, in Russia, in China, in all over Europe, all over the place, training people to train people. Because our yoga master said, for the times that are going to come, these times that are crazy times, I don't want followers. I don't want followers. I want teachers. I want people that can go out and share this with other people so that other people can make this experience. And because of that philosophy of his, it went from nothing to a worldwide practice and organisation in about 35 years, which is pretty good, I think, to do it so you can practice in any country in the world now, virtually, even Yorkshire. And, you know, and I teach in Scotland, so, you know, we've actually got it. I'm actually still the only person that teaches in Scotland. Not teach, but I train teachers in Scotland. Nobody else seems to want to go there. Fabulous place. But I've been going to Scotland for about 12 years now. But yeah, he's made it so that it's available, and you can practice this now anywhere in the world. And yet when I started, there was nothing. You know, a few people in a room in St John's Wood in London, and that was it. So it is a technology, but he calls it, you know, he called it a technology. It is a put together scientific yoga that moves you in a certain way. And we have what we call kriyas, these are like books of kriyas, okay? A kriya for us is a set of exercise for a certain purpose. It's a set of exercises to work on a certain purpose. And that's basically what we do. So I don't invent the moves. The moves are what have been given. And the meditations are what have been given. So we become instructors, and we take you through this, but of course we have to understand what it's all about. So that's what makes the difference. So how to change yourself? What would you like to experience? If you look at, we're at the beginning of a new year, and 2023 is there. Do you want more of the same? Lot of head shaking at the back there. How do you think that you could make it different? Talk to me. I came a long way. How could it be different? What do you think?
I think making more personal, meaningful choices for yourself away from all the distractions is like one of the biggest things I think what all of us can do, need to do.
Yeah.
Because that's what this life is generally full of, isn't it? It's just pure distraction. Like, it takes you away from yourself and
oh yes,
this kind of thing on a mass scale. So I think just creating a bit more time to do your thing for you, I think it's one of the biggest things for this year. I think a lot of people want to tune into.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. You're completely right. I just think you wake up in the morning and you're on, and it's all about something else. And it's all about, what have I got to do? What's expected of me? What have I got to perform? What have I got to achieve? Even in lockdown, people were thinking, okay, we're in lockdown, right, so I'm going to learn a foreign language, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And it's never anything about, actually taking time to be me. And having a relationship with the self is really important. You see, we do an early morning practice, and we recommend an early morning practice.
Some of you have experienced it.
Some of you have
Yeah.
experienced it. We call it sadhana, and sadhana means daily practice, but for us it means in the early hours of the morning. So we start early in the morning, and we connect with ourselves before the day has time to grab us. So that we have that oasis of time, whether it be 30 minutes or 2 hours and 30 minutes, it doesn't matter. But we take time to actually be with ourselves and to connect deeply to ourselves, And if you do that as honouring the self, because people talk about having me time, but that usually means an alternative distraction to the distraction you usually have. Me time usually means something like, oh, I'm going to go to the movies, or I'm going to go out, or I'm going to meet friends, or I'm going to whatever. That's not me time. Sitting with yourself, being with yourself, connecting to your innermost self, that's me time. It's very beautiful. And actually having the space. And this is what we recommend. Doing a practice every day is something which allows you to be clear about yourself. In amongst all of the stuff that's coming at you all the time, through the media, through what we engage with, through other people's opinions, you need the possibility to be really clear about yourself, to work on your own psyche, to be clear about what is coming, and also to realise and be forgiving about the fact that your truth can change. Truth is not fixed. We know that from what I said earlier. This is good for you. Oh, no, it's not. This is bad for you. It changes. And it changes for you. What you value today may actually upset you tomorrow, because we change. We grow up, we mature, we expand, we make a different experience, we have a new realization. What happens when we move Kundalini on a regular basis is that we raise our perspective. You have a different perspective on life. You see things from a different angle. Instead of seeing life as an ant, you see it as an eagle. This doesn't happen overnight, of course. But when you have a different perspective, your truth may change. Your compassion increases when you see the bigger picture. When you see, that things are not necessarily as black and white as you're told. That things aren't that clear. Then you start to elevate your consciousness and realize that it's not all about you. There isn't a personal vendetta about you, but we're all in this together, and we need compassion towards ourselves and towards others. And this is a wonderful thing when we grow into this excellent experience of compassion.
You also get like pre-warned almost, because everything happens in universe that you be all of a sudden become aware, which like for you, what part is happening for me? And like when you were saying that you cut your hair, I remember it's as today, because it was exactly 6 months before the stuff happened about the master.
Yeah.
And then after that, a month later, the COVID hit.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my God, she's so prepared.
Change.
I want to be
Change.
so prepared.
Yep. Intuition. You think, thank you, intuition. This weekend that's just gone. I mean, silly things happen to you. When you live in the magic, stupid stuff happens. It freaks my brother out. But really does. My dad was in hospital and we were going to see the consultant. And my brother was driving. We got to the hospital in Sheffield, which is a small town. It's absolutely enormous teaching hospital. And Tom drove the car in. He says, now it's going to get interesting. And I said, why? He said, well, we've got to find a parking space. No, I am the patron saint of parking spaces. I can get you one anywhere. So I said to him, right, I said, so just turn left here into this one. He said, why? It's full. And I said, no. I said, now, somebody's going to pull out. Just go down this aisle on the right. And he said, somebody's going to pull out. And he said, Anyway, lo and behold, this lady starts reversing out. Parking space. And then she even dropped her window and said, there's time left on this ticket, would you like it? And giving her a free ticket. And I said, there you go. And he said, bloody hell. I said, well, it's no good if you can't use it. It's just, there you go. That's how you do it. I've actually got most people trained now that they don't say to me, you'll never get parked. Who are you with? This is not an issue. So you kind of expect these things. Then this weekend was coming, and normally on the weekend we've just done in Surrey, we send the students out on a vision quest. But for some reason, I said to Amanjot, we're not doing it. The rain was biblical. I don't know if you had it down here, but up there, the hailstones were so heavy, they came down the chimney, they battled on the roof. You couldn't eat. We had to stop teaching for 10 minutes. Yeah, the weather was so bad. It's unbelievable.
You couldn't hear each other in the same room.
No, you couldn't. And it was just like, thank you, intuition. I scrapped the vision quest. We would have had a lot of soggy yogis. And that's
exactly what Elena was asking as well on Zoom, to make, that's her projection for the 2023, is to make all decisions intuitively, even simple day-to-day stuff.
Yeah. And to be clear enough to feel what those answers are, because it's not a thought, it's a feeling. You know what's right, even if you don't like it. This is what we call the neutral mind. So we have a positive mind, negative mind. We know about those, the yes-no thing. We know about that. We also have a neutral mind. And the neutral mind is very often a third option. So you can look at the positives of a situation, the negatives of a situation. People tell you, write a list. What's the good, what's the bad, what's for and against. You still can't decide. You need to sit with yourself until you know. The feeling comes and you know. And that could very well be a third option that you'd never considered, that is something that you know has to be. So your neutral mind, your intuition, it works together, and somehow you come out of something that you're thinking, well, okay, let's do this then. I had a great one the other day, and I was on Zoom with a lady in Slovenia. And I haven't been in Slovenia for a few years because of COVID, and Slovenia's a bit divided as to who's official and who's not official in doing Kundalini yoga, because there are different, there are people who are with the mothership and those that aren't, and all sorts of things. And she said, well, I want to invite you, come and do a workshop, do whatever. And I said, tell you what, we'll do the 21 stages of meditation. It's a meditation course. I said, we'll do that, because anybody can do that, even if you don't do Kundalini yoga. That'll bring everybody together. What a wonderful idea. Thank you, universe. You give me the idea. So that nobody can argue about. We can do that. And it'll just bring everybody back together again, which is what they're trying to do, is unite. Slovenia's a small country, but they've got a lot of Kundalini yoga teachers. I did teacher training there for years, but but they've divided. Some people have gone with one teacher who's not with the mothership, and some people have gone with other teachers who are with the mothership, and I don't give a toss who they're with, as long as they do the practice. It doesn't matter to me. They must practice, and enjoy what they're doing. So, yeah, I mean...
Talking of which...
What?
Practice?
Practice?
Maybe.
We should do some practice and get warm.
Get warm.
I think that would be a good idea. So, do you want a quick toilet break? Get some water. We're going to move a bit. And I'll see if I can connect my music back to this machine.
Everything that's happened to me, I've known it.
You knew it was
I
going
know,
to
so
happen.
everything.
Yeah.
Even on a day-to-day basis, sometimes months, everything that's happening to me, I know it's happening.
And pleasant and unpleasant, you're like, oh,
Even the fact
I know it's going to happen.
I know it happens.
Yeah. But it's training yourself and your body, isn't it, to kind of face it, to have the nerve to face it, and not to kind of like curl up under the duvet, like, no, not coming out today.
I was so much fear for so long, so I didn't want to face it. I didn't want to face what I could see.
Yeah.
And it's like 2023, I want to be heard, I want to be listened to, so I want to be a writer. And I was thinking, I don't listen to myself.
Yeah.
I'm not listening to myself. So how can anybody else want to
Well,
listen?
listen, yeah.
I'm not listening to myself.
Yeah.
So I just have to sit and sit and sit and listen.
Yeah. However you turn it, it all starts here. Starts in us.
It's having the courage to trust. That's the thing. It's the trust in what you know.
Hard letting go.
It is really hard letting go, because most people want to compromise and they say, yes, I'll surrender to the infinite, but only the good stuff. I don't want any bad shit coming my way. So you just think, I only want the good stuff. But unfortunately, nobody's life is charmed. We all have to suffer. But, as I always say, as yogis, we suffer more efficiently. You can go into it and go through it and drop it. you can be much more efficient. But and not deny it, and also not get caught into the drama and the wallowing in it, because the ego loves a drama. As long as we recognise it for what it is, you know, then we can actually go through what we have to go through, and then hopefully be a compassionate rock for others.
A lot of that though is kind of infiltrated through TV and stuff like that, isn't it? So like people live their life within drama because that's all they ever see and experience. Like, I'm just seeing it so much at the minute, because in my family, but in like my assistant's family, like they're always like attacking her. There's nothing, but they live a life of pure drama.
Yeah, because
Like,
it's
getting in the morning, the news is on, and it's like daytime TV, and then it's like other people's problems, and then it's like, do you know what I mean? So
I know,
it's all they can express.
but it's adrenaline.
Yeah.
Adrenaline is the human drug, and that's what sells newspapers.
Mm.
And so they use inflammatory language, inflammatory, you know, whatever, to wind you up.
Double
And
speaking as well.
yeah, the subconscious says, oh, what if this happens to me? And puts you on the defensive.
Yeah,
So your stress level is up before you've even started your day.
yeah.
I read something the other day. I sometimes look at the news on my phone when I get up in the morning, you know, and it was, you know, when they first started opening up the doors in China, and then it said, America demands COVID tests. I thought, why can't they just say require?
Yeah.
Why does it have to be demand? You know, they're just so, I don't know.
But that's what I was explaining to some friends and stuff. It's what they put that out there, knowing that everyone else picks it up and then virtue signals it for them to spread to the news for them. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I said. Just turn it off, right? Just don't buy into it.
Yeah.
It's funny you were saying about car parking spaces, because I did this weekend in IKEA.
Oh God.
As we were driving around, and it was Saturday, right?
Oh God.
And she's like, "Why are you parking in for?" I was like, "We're going to get a space. Watch me." I said, "It's going to happen." And literally, yeah, like just saying, like you drive in and someone reverses out, and I was like, "Told you."
There you go. What? I know.
That's what I'm saying. If you want it, it's almost like manifesting the space, isn't it?
It is. But, you know, that might seem like a silly little thing. But if you can do that,
Connect to it.
there is no difference. There's no sort of, there's no difference to the infinite, whether you want that, or whether you want a new job, or whether you want to travel, or whether you want a new partner, or there's no difference. We're taught to feel that there's a limit. And also, one thing I don't like is that in spiritual circles, we're taught to feel you shouldn't want that,
Oh yeah.
which is
It's
stupid.
individual, isn't it?
Yeah, because if you've come to make an experience, who's putting the filter on what that experience is going to be?
Exactly.
You can experience anything you want. You know, Osho had 5 Rolls Royces or whatever. He used to get in it, drive around his camp, get out of it. Very nice, thank you very much. But that doesn't matter. It's your attachment to it.
This is like we can't deny people's experiences and feelings, can you? They're all different.
Yeah.
It's the same as people's perspective.
Exactly. You know, I mean, you can't suddenly, you know, filter and choose and say this good, that bad. These morals are made by humans, but unfortunately, we're very much at the mercy of other people's opinions. I'm just looking for some warm-up music. I can never. God, I used to like CDs when you had pictures on the front. And you know what you were looking for. Trolling through all this music. Oh, come on, what's it called? CH, change. Got it. Let's see if this is working.
Hari Ji, Har 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 Ji, Hari Ji, Har 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 Ji. Hari Ji, Har 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 Ji, Hari Ji, Har 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 Ji. Hari Ji, Har 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 Ji, Hari Ji, Har 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 Ji. Hari Ji, Har 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 Ji,
Sorry?
Hari Ji, Har Har Har
she's also a newbie. I thought it was a different Angelica. She
Oh, this Angelique in the
in
the bench thing.
Yes, yes.
Right.
So we got 3 newbies, and they were yeah, and most of them paid on Eventbrite, and they came in person, so that's fine.
Oh, right. So they paid for the Zoom, but they've come in person.
Yeah.
Stretch my leg.
Yeah. This is from Mandy. She made a
Hari Ji,
Oh,
Hara
nice.
Hara 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 Ji, Hari Ji, Hara 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 Ji. Hari Ji, Hara 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 Ji, Hari Ji, Hara 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 Ji.
I'm Olga, it's my teacher.
Yeah.
It's my first teacher.
Yes.
Actually, I do now Iyengar. She's boiled. I do you know Iyengar yoga?
Iyengar, yes. Yes.
Yes, I do know. It is well very nice. Adele.
Adele.
Yeah.
With Adele.
Yeah.
She's very nice. Do you know Adele?
No, I don't live here.
If you go Southampton, no, I thought maybe you live in Southampton.
I live in the north. Yeah.
Go to Southampton for one day.
No. Unfortunately, I can't do that.
You can,
Sheffield-ish. Not really. I live in the country, but it's the nearest big city. Yeah. Yeah, Sheffield's all right, but I never go there. I have no reason to go to Sheffield. Okay. So we can start when we're ready.
Yeah, we're gonna start.
I'm not an Amanjot, I don't know, but
Right.
first actually, and last one.
Okay. So, you're new. You've not done this before. Okay. All right. So, we're going to do 2 kriyas today, which I'm putting together. All right. And these are exercises which are working on the psyche. Okay. So your psyche is your mind, your intelligence, and it's how to balance you and your place in the world, right? So we say there are 3 psyches. Your own psyche, right? You, your thoughts, your mind, and everything. But then there is also the psyche of your immediate environment, right? So who are you in relation to your immediate environment, right? So there's me, who understands me, at home alone, just being me. Then if perhaps I go to visit my family, that changes my psyche slightly. That makes me different. I'm in a different environment, so I'm interacting with people differently. Then you have another part of the psyche, which is including other people and the place you're in, which is different. So you might, be different if you're traveling, if you're in a supermarket, wherever it's how you are with the people around you. And then you have another psyche, which is how you relate to the rest of the world. How do you relate to people and countries that you've never travelled to, never met, never experienced? Because that again is a much bigger, higher and wider psyche. How do you balance yourself in this? Because how do you remain you and not get pulled out of being the real you through the influence of other things? So they're other people. Do you keep your integrity when you're with your family? Or do you act like they expect you to act? It's funny, I had this conversation with my cousin, well, on email actually, just before Christmas. She'd been to America to visit her family there. And she said, it's so strange how you fall back into being in the same that it was 40 years ago, 20 years ago, acting the same, and yet everybody's changed. Yet when you come together, you seem to create this environment, this psyche, which is like a whole family history. So how can you stay yourself, because you're constantly growing and changing? Can you still keep your integrity and yet relate to other people? Can you keep your integrity in the presence of the stress of the world? This is what this is about. It's about balancing your energies so that you can stay as yourself. So this is what happens with Kundalini Yoga, that we have Kriyas that work on certain things. And I thought these would be quite nice to do. So they've got their energetic side and they've got their the physical side, but they've also got an energetic side, and they're going to shake you up a bit. So we do shake up a bit in Kundalini Yoga. So we have a breath called breath of fire, right? Which means that you take a deep breath in, and then keeping the ribs open, you pump your navel point. It's a bit like sort of blowing your nose or sniffing or something, you know. It's not like a whole big breath that you do with your lungs. So, I actually need tissue when I do this. So it's a wintertime thing. Oh, that I have to blow my nose to do breath of fire. Yeah. Yeah.
And there are tissues in the toilet.
No, if you need it, yeah. So what happens is, if I blow my nose, then you pull your navel point, you know, you go like this. So as your muscles come in, the air goes out your nose. And then you relax and it comes back in again. But it's not like, you're not using your ribs, okay? So it's a little light breath. We say it's like one big breath, because you inhale to start. And then you exhale. So it's just changing the air. It's not a really big energetic thing. It's more light. It might make you feel a bit dizzy the first time you do it. And if you feel dizzy, just stop and just breathe normally. It's only because it oxygenates the blood very quickly, because your vocal cords, which keep your carbon dioxide even, they can't cope with it quite that quickly. So just try it, yeah? Try breath of fire. If you've never done it before, it's very energizing and it activates your positivity, because your navel point, your strength, and your will is here. Yeah, so it energizes everything. Anyway, we're not going to start with breath of fire, but it is in the exercises. So we start always with a little warming up, just moving the body and getting it ready so that the energy of the Kriya can flow nicely. So we're going to start with what we call a Sufi grind. So what we do is you place your hands on your knees and you're going to move this navel point round in a circle. So you inhale as you come to the front, just expanding the belly gently, and exhale as you go to the back. Inhale, front, exhale, back. Just keep going in the same direction. Make a bigger circle as you can with your navel point. Keep the shoulders relaxed.
Har Ji, Har Ji, Har 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 Ji. Har Ji, Har 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 Ji, Har Ji, Har 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 Ji. Har Ji, Har 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 Ji, Har Ji, Har 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 Ji. Har Ji, Har 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 Ji, Har Ji, Har 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 Ji. Har Ji, Har 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 Ji, Har Ji, Har 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 Ji, Har Ji, Har 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 Ji. Har Ji, Har 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 Ji, Har Ji, Har 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 Ji, Har Ji, Har 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 Ji. Har Ji, Har 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 Ji, Har Ji, Har 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 Ji, Har Ji, Har 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 Ji. Har Ji, Har 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 Ji, Har Ji, Har 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 Ji, Har Ji, Har 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 Ji. Har Ji, Har 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 Ji, Har Ji, Har 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 Ji. Har Ji, Har 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 Ji, Har Ji, Har 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 Ji. Har Ji, Har 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 Ji, Har Ji, Har 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 Ji. Har Ji, Har 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 Ji, Har Ji, Har 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 Ji.
Now inhale into the center, suspend the breath for a moment. Exhale. Now we reverse the direction, so we go the other way. You still inhale to the front and exhale to the back. Just take the circle in the opposite direction.
Har 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 Ji, Har Ji, Har 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 Ji. Har Ji, Har 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 Ji, Har Ji, Har 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 Ji, Har Ji, Har 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 Ji. Har Ji, Har 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 Ji, Har Ji, Har 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 Ji. Har Ji, Har 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 Ji, Har Ji, Har 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 Ji. Har Ji, Har 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 Ji, Har Ji, Har 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 Ji. Har Ji, Har 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 Ji, Har Ji, Har 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 Ji. Har Ji, Har 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 Ji, Har Ji, Har 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 Ji, Har Ji, Har 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 Ji. Har Ji, Har 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 Ji, Har Ji, Har 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 Ji, Har Ji, Har 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 Ji. Har Ji Har 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 Ji 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 Har Ji Har 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 Ji.
Now we inhale into the center, suspend the breath, and we pull the root lock. So this is Mula Bandha. So you squeeze, draw the navel point in, squeeze the anus, pull everything inwards and upwards, and imagine energy channeling up your spine. Just keep squeezing, squeezing, and then exhale and relax. Okay, so the Mula Bandha is the root lock that we use a lot in Kundalini Yoga. So you pull in the navel point, you squeeze the anus, the sex organs, you pull everything inwards and upwards, and you imagine the energy coming up the spine. So you have a neck lock, slight Jalandhara Bandha, so that the neck is straight. You just pull, and it's like pelvic floor, but more. Right? Pulling inwards and upwards, and then you release. We also sometimes do it on the exhale as well. So this is the root lock. It's the only one you need to know about today. Right, so for our next warm-up, we'll come onto the hands and knees. We're going to do an exercise called cat and cow. So if you put your knees under your hips, your knees apart slightly, your hands under your shoulders, and what you're going to do is, let's turn this way for the people who've not done this before. Okay, so you drop the spine down and the head goes up. Okay, in this position you inhale, and then as you exhale you tuck your bottom under and the head down, and you arch up like a cat. Okay? So you move between the two, inhaling with the spine down and exhaling, arching it up, and just move between the two. So you can start slowly and then speed up as you wish.
Har Ji Har 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 Ji
Feel a nice stretch through the spine.
Har Ji Har Ji Har 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 Ji
As you rise, if you can, just focus at the
Har Ji
third
Har
eye.
Har 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 Ji Har Ji Har 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 Ji Har 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 Ji Har Ji Har Har.
And now, inhale with your spine in a neutral position. And try to exhale and pull the more band. So breathe the air out and then squeeze in the navel point. Squeeze the anus, draw the energy up the spine. And then inhale and exhale.
Come back onto your knees. Okay. Now we're going to stand up and stretch our legs out.
So if we stand,
So we do the standing stretch. We're still warming up. Okay. So to do the standing stretch, it's a forward bend. All right. So you bring your arms up. You can join your thumbs together if you wish, but you're going to keep your arms by your ears, right? And you engage the navel point. So pull in the navel point here, right? Just so that you've got a strength. Then you inhale, stretch back slightly, and then exhale down, keeping your arms by your ears, and inhale back up again. Just try and go as far as you can, just keeping your arms by your ears. You don't have to touch the floor, you don't have to touch your toes. Just keep moving with the breath, inhaling up and exhaling down.
Har Ji Har 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 Ji 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 Har Ji Har 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 Ji.
If you make this your last one, then come up, inhale, stretch up,
And pull the mulband, so draw in the navel point, squeeze the anus, draw the energy up the spine. And exhale. I'll come back to sitting in easy pose. So we'll do one last thing for warming up, and it'll give you a chance, those of you who haven't done breath of fire, it'll get you a chance to practice breath of fire. So we're going to do this famous ego eradicator. So the ego eradicator is designed to remove your personal negativity. All right, so those things that tell you you're not good enough, it's never going to happen, that's who the hell do you think you are, you know, this isn't happening for you, oh, I'm not good enough, no, nobody's doing all of that negative self-talk. So that's what the ego eradicator is for, is to eradicate all of that silliness. So the way that we do it, okay, is with breath of fire, so pumping the navel point, that brings the positive mind into strength. Then we curl the fingers down to these first pads on your hands, just there. So it's not closed, your palm is actually quite stretched, and your thumb is up. If it's uncomfortable, you've got it right. All right, so it's a little bit tight, yeah? So you curl the fingers down, then you bring your arms up to 60 degrees and you point your thumbs up. And you're going to be aware of the energy above your head, and your eyes will be looking into your mid-brow point, with your eyes closed, preferably. And in this position, we do breath of fire, okay? Right, let's go. So do it in your own pace, just try it.
Sadanam 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 Waheguru 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 Sadanam 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 Waheguru.
Now inhale, join your thumbs together above your head, stretch your fingers up, and pull that mulband. So drawing the navel point, squeeze the anus, draw the energy up the spine. And exhale, sweep your arms down to the sides. So now we're going to start our Kriya, all right? And we start with an exercise that has breath of fire, all right? So
just the exercise we did there, the breathing, how long do you do that for? Is it as part of a warm-up? Is it like...
That was just 2 minutes.
Just 2 minutes, I think.
Yeah. I mean, normally we'd do 3, maybe. But you can do breath of fire for as long as you like, because it's considered one breath. So you can do it for a long time, you know, but for this exercise, 2 to 3 minutes. Yeah. Okay. Right. So the first exercise of the Kriya, we need to come into the cow position. So we did the cat and cow. So you're on your hands and knees. All right. The spine is down and the head is up. Now this is a funny exercise and it's going to drive you a bit crazy. Okay, it's very simple, but it's very difficult. You'll see what I mean. So what you've got to do is you extend your left leg back, but then you have to point and flex it like this. And at the same time you do breath of fire. This is what's weird about Kundalini Yoga. Welcome to Kundalini Yoga. Those of you who've never been here before, we do weird stuff. But yeah, you've got to waggle your foot. You'll be amazed how hard it is to waggle your foot. Just move your foot, point and flex, and do breath of fire at the same time. Yep, we're strange. Okay, here we go.
How it's work? What is? How it's work?
How to work? It works to get you crazy in terms of that you're gonna get annoyed with it, and then
Keep going. Come on, just move your foot. Point flex. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it.
Sadanam 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 Vaheguru 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 Sadanam 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 Vaheguru.
I know it's really funny, but just keep doing it. Preferably same foot. I noticed. Just keep going with the same foot. Do your best. Make a relationship with your left foot. My left foot.
Sadanam 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 Sadanam
Make a relationship with your body. Got 30 seconds to go. Keep trying. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, pull more band. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, just come down onto your knees. Release your back. Put your forehead on the ground.
Put your arms by the side, so baby pose.
Okay, so then we come back up into the same position. We are rarely unbalanced, so other side.
You already done both, yeah, we know.
I was testing.
Other side. Okay, so right foot.
One is always better than the other, right? Find out which one it is.
See how you do with this foot. It's the right one. If you're right-handed, you might actually do better with this one. Okay, here we go. Breath of fire. Try and keep your head up if you can. Head is up, the spine is down, the sun is shining and your foot is moving.
Sadanam 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 Vaheguru 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 Sadanam 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 Sadanam
Inhale, stretch. And then exhale, pull the more band. Inhale. And exhale again, just bring your third eye down to the ground. Rest yourself. Take a few breaths. Now, come back up onto your hands and knees. Now we do a different movement. So with the left, you're going to come this time into the cat position. So it's the opposite one. So your head is down, your spine is up, your pelvis is tucked under. And with the left hand, you're going to make a fist and you move it like this. But you must try and keep your back up, your head down. Okay? So move the hand powerfully and rapidly. Do this breath of fire if you can. Do your best with it. And just keep moving, all right? But you must come all the way back. You have to have an action here in the armpit, right? So here is not enough. It's got to go that way. Yeah, yeah. All right? Okay. So, let's go. Left hand.
Sadanam 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 Hari Guru 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 Sadanam Sadanam Sadanam
Few more seconds, you're doing great.
Sadanam 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 Hari Guru Sadanam 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 Hari Guru Sadanam 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 Hari Guru
Last 10 seconds.
Sadanam 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 Hari Guru Sadanam 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 Hari Guru Sadanam Sadanam.
Okay, inhale, exhale, pull the mole band. So join the navel point, squeeze the anus, pull the energy up your spine, and exhale. Oh, inhale. sorry. Inhale. Okay, just relax back, put your third eye on the ground, just release your spine for a moment. Okay, then we come back into the same position, other side. So spine arched up, head down, and right hand. Like an express train. Off we go. Inhale. Exhale, pull more band. Inhale and exhale, and just relax down. Just put your third eye on the ground. Inhale up onto your knees. Right, so what we're going to do now is on your knees, you're going to inhale in the up position, then you're going to exhale and you're going to bow down, bringing your head to the ground if you can, right? And as you bring your head down, you're going to clap your hands. Right, this is it. So, okay, so you just clap your hands, yet they've got to try and meet. Find them, yes. That's the exercise. Right, so that's what we're doing. If your head doesn't come to the ground or you're bothered, do these things come off? You can.
No, they don't.
Do they not?
No, they're metal. This is all metal sofas. You can't
Does,
even move them.
is the white thing not separate?
I don't think so.
Oh no, it's not. What a shame. Okay. So if you've got a cushion, or you know, perhaps roll up the end of your mat if you're worried about hitting your head too hard, you can use the chair. You can bow onto the chair, you know, or whatever you want to do. Okay, just do your best. All right. So inhale up and. Have a change of music. Okay. Go at your own speed.
Vaheguru Satnam Har Hari. Har 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 Vaheguru Satnam Har Hari.
Just go at your own speed. Do it as you want to do it.
Har 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 Vaheguru Satnam Har Hari.
Try to keep your eyes closed. Look into the mid-brow point.
Har 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 Vaheguru Satnam Har Hari. 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 Har 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 Vaheguru Satnam Har Hari Har 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 Vaheguru Satnam Har Hari.
Make this your last one. And then inhale in the upright position, pull the mulband,
Har 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 Vaheguru Satnam Har Hari
and exhale.
Har 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 Vaheguru Satnam Har Hari.
You can come back to a sitting position if you wish. Come off your knees, stretch your legs out. Right. Now, you have to put your thumb at the base of your little finger here. So, I'll use this mudra. Okay, and what you're going to do is extend your arms out and then you pat the air 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you come back again. And then you go out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, back. Just continue like this. In your own pace, just keep moving. So, thumbs at the base of the little finger, bring your arms out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and back.
Har 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 Vaheguru Satnam Har Hari 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 Har 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 Vaheguru Satnam Har Hari.
Now inhale. Suspend the breath. And exhale. Just relax your hands down into your lap. Now, the next exercise is actually one which is going to make you very warm, I hope. If done right, it should make you hot. All right. This is going to shake you up somewhat. And this is, we do a lot of shaking in Kundalini Yoga, it's sort of moving energy. Right, so this one, you sit with your legs crossed, so you can have them like that, and your hands are like this, with your fingers spread. And you have to make like a U, okay? Wax on, wax off, chum, chum, chum. But you do it very fast. And it's like a jerky movement that will end up with you bouncing up and down, okay? You need to bounce up and down. So it looks like this, okay? Like some sort of demented Charleston, yeah? So you're going like this in a U, up and up and up and up, but you do it really quickly, and you should bounce up and down on your spine. You can do it sitting on, you know, the side if that's more comfy, but you need to go like this, okay? And we're going to do this for a little while, so you've got plenty of time to get it right. Okay, off we go.
Show again for the Zoom, please. Because the video was stuck.
Sorry?
Could you show again for the Zoom?
Sadanam 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 Vaheguru 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 Sadanam 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 Sadanam
Remember to breathe. Breathe however you want to breathe, but don't hold your breath. Just keep moving.
Sadanam 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 Vaheguru
Make a U shape. Up, up, down, up.
Sadanam 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 Sadanam
Relax your body, move your arms.
Sadanam 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 Vaheguru Sadanam 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 Vaheguru Sadanam 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 Sadanam.
Try and keep the shoulders relaxed. Keep the spine relaxed, let the energy go through your spine.
Sadanam 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 Vaheguru 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 Sadanam 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 Vaheguru Sadanam 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 Sadanam
Let your spine shake. Relax your shoulders. Okay, inhale, make fists with your hands and squeeze your body very, very tight. Squeeze everything, every muscle, your face, your toes, everything. Squeeze, 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 and exhale. Again, inhale, squeeze. Tighter. Exhale. Last one. Inhale deep. Squeeze. Exhale. Relax. Whew. Just be aware of your body, of your breath. Now we do something which is similar but slightly different. You put your right hand up and your left hand down. And you go like this. So now instead of bouncing up and down, you're going to wobble from side to side. Okay. So the energy will move you again. Relax the spine and just move the arms like this. Keep the arms quite stiff and just keep moving. Again, make sure you breathe, don't hold your breath. Try to relax as much of you as possible, but keep the arms nice and tense and moving quickly. If you feel any tension, let go of the shoulders, let go of the spine, let go of the hips. Just move the arms and let everything else go with it. Go as fast as you can. Try and keep going, keep the tension in the arms and everything else relaxed. Let the body relax. Bless you. Let the energy travel through your spine. We're on your last 30 seconds. Have a final blast. Keep going. You're doing great. So nearly there. Now inhale deeply and squeeze your teeth together. Squeeze. exhale. And again, inhale deep. Squeeze your teeth together, squeeze. Exhale. Last time, inhale deep. Squeeze, squeeze. Exhale, relax. Okay, we have 2 more things to do, and they're quite easy. So make your hands into fists, with the thumbs on the inside. And you're going to make outward circles, right? And you're going to move that circle as far behind you as you possibly can, and then bring it back again. Doesn't have to be fast. You might want to inhale as your arms go back, and then exhale as they come back forwards again. Okay, just going to do this for a short time, circulating the energy.
Har 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 Vaheguru Satnam Har Hari 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 Har 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 Vaheguru Satnam Har Hari.
And now inhale deeply, suspend the breath. Exhale. Now you bring your hands in front of you with the left palm sorry, the right palm over the left, but they don't touch. So you just keep your arms like this. It's like they're framing your heart center. We're going to listen to a mantra which is Satanam Waheguru. Satanam means true identity, my true identity, and Waheguru briefly means indescribable ecstasy. So you'll listen to the mantra, chanting Satanam Waheguru, and you need to slow down your breath as much as possible. Really slow in-breath through the nose and a slow exhale through the nose. And after a few minutes, I'm going to ask you to start chanting with the mantra, but you are going to whisper. And you will whisper, emphasizing the S. Satanam Waheguru. Satanam Waheguru. Okay? So we're going to whisper with it. They'll be singing, but we will whisper with a big Satanam. Yeah? It's a really pleasant thing to do. It's a form of meditation. Okay?
Satanam.
Satanam Waheguru. Waheguru. Guru. Yeah, you got it. Okay.
And both palms are looking down.
Both palms get down, right over left. Okay, here we go. So first we just long, deep breathing. Have your eyes closed, focus into the mid-brow.
Sat
begin to whisper the mantra and listen to the sound of your own whisper. Satnam Waheguru, 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 Satnam deeply. Suspend the breath. And you exhale with a hiss. Then inhale again. Exhale with the hiss. Inhale. Last time. And now it's time for relaxation, so please lie down on your back. If you have a blanket, cover yourself. We let the energy settle. We lie still for a few minutes, allowing the body to readjust and settle itself. Just lie flat on your back. Try not to cross your ankles. Have your palms facing upwards. Is there a blanket over there? Oh, he'll have it for his head. Yeah. And there is a blanket. Okay, so just lie on your back. Let your body relax. Allow the ground to accept your weight. Just let your feet turn out slightly. Let your palms turn up.
सर्वदा सर्वजगते दुःखालं प्रणश्यति दयालं स्वरूपे सदा संगे Abangange vibhute Chatra chakra varti Chatra chakra bhagate Suyamba Supam Sarvada Sarva Jagate Dukkhalam Pranasi Dayalam Swarupe Sada Sange Abangange Vibhute Chatra chakra varti Chatra chakra bhagate Suyamba Supam Sarvada Sarva Jagate Dukkhalam Pranasi Dayalam Swarupe Sada Sange Abangange Vibhute Chatra chakra varti Chatra chakra bhagate Suyamba Supam Sarvada Sarva Jagate Dukkhalam Pranasi Dayalam Swarupe Sada
And begin to breathe yourself back. Take some deeper breaths. Bring yourself back into awareness. Begin to move your hands and your feet. And then begin to stretch yourself. Stretch your body. Maybe stretch to the left and to the right. And then rub your hands together and rub your feet together. It stimulates the brain, wakes you up. And then rock yourself gently side to side, hugging your knees to your chest. And rock yourself backwards and forwards until you come up to sitting. Okay. Everybody with us? Yes? Okay, so for those of you who've never done it before, this is a Kriya of Kundalini Yoga, just one of thousands of things that we do. We have Kriyas for health, the immune system, for being negative, for being depressed, for being, I don't know, for all sorts of things.
Colon,
Lymphatics,
colon, and you have a better voice.
all sorts of things. You know, there's a Kriya for everything.
For paranoia.
Paranoia, yes. Even that. So, you know, it's very varied, and it's always difficult to know what to choose for people I've never met before. But this is kind of, we do crazy things. We do a lot of things which are like things that you would see children do. Like we do this, which is like when you watch children spin. And these exercises, children do them naturally because it develops the glands. And it develops the glands in the head, the hypothalamus, the pituitary, the thalamus, all of these glands, and the pineal gland. It helps to develop them in children. And we have exercises very similar to those. It's like kids like to go on the swings, and we do spinal flex. And it's very interesting because we do things which continue to get our glands to secrete that will keep us youthful in mind, body and spirit. And so it keeps that youthful optimism. I used to love that advert that was on telly years ago for Clark's shoes. Don't act your age, act your shoe size. It's wonderful. I'm a 5.5. So keeping that youthful approach and that innocence to life and that curiosity for life. You know, children are so wonderful that everything is like wow and great and discovery, and yet we get bored and old and tired. So if you're going to be what you want to be, commit to that. Commitment to something new, commitment for what you want is the greatest gift you can give yourself. Give your word to yourself. Keeping your word is the biggest honour that you can make. So honour yourself for what you want, you know. And this is something, commitment. We have this thing in Kundalini Yoga called the 7 steps to happiness. The first step, commitment. Just say yes, I'm going to do that. And then stick with it. That's the hard part. But every time that you stick with it, every time you defeat your own negativity and your own limitation, every time you say, no, I said so, I'm going to do it, whatever it is, every time you make a little victory over your doubt and your negativity, you build character. And when you know you've got character, when you build that strength and your belief in yourself, that gives you dignity. And that dignity, because you know you've kept your word to yourself and you've built that within yourself, that dignity gives you divinity. Then you start to connect with the infinite. You take 1 step to the infinite, it takes 10 steps towards you. It's just waiting to fulfill your wishes. But, you know, we've kind of got to engage a bit.
1 step.
Which sometimes might feel like a lot. But this is our attitude. It's a can-do, bring it on attitude. I think, you know, in some yoga, it might be an opportunity to chill out and check out and get rid of some, you know, stresses and cricks and things in the body. We go the opposite way. We strengthen the nervous system and the glandular system so that the stress actually bounces off. And we say, is that the best you can do? Bring it on. It means you can be a rock. You know, Yogi Bhajan used to say, be a lighthouse, then nobody can wreck around you. You know, be something that other people can be there, that other people can look to you. Today, the world is in crisis. So to have an attitude of answers is a true blessing. And that's why I love it so much. You know, that's what it gives to me, is an incredible amount of gratitude. Even if I can just talk to somebody in the woods when I'm walking my dog, and they can feel better for it. That's it, you know. So we run training courses. Amanjot's putting one on in this area starting next month. If people want to train, you want to know about this, if you want to go deeper into it. I know some of you are already committed to doing that, which is great. Everybody's welcome. You don't have to be experienced. I'd been doing this for a couple of months when I trained. People have rung me up the day before and said, I want to do this. And they've never done any Kundalini yoga. You know, anybody's welcome. Because the training is not, it's not, you know, endless kriyas and meditations. It's lots of learning about what's going on, why we're in this state, why the world is as it is, how we can balance ourselves and our energies. You know, we've got 8 chakras, 10 bodies, 3 minds, and more besides. Where did we come from? Why are we here now? What's going on? What's causing it? We do all of this stuff as well. It's deep and fascinating. Deep and fascinating. And I never intended to teach yoga. Nobody ever has to. You don't have to sit on a mat to be able to share a little bit of peace with people. But this is where it got me. So this is what I do. But there are plenty of people who work with us who just want it for themselves, you know, a little bit of something to make sense out of life and a bit of strength, something to draw upon. So that's what we do, that's what we offer. But everybody's welcome. Anyway, that's about us done, except for eating cake. So we will, we will.
For you, not for cake.
Thank you.
And for cake as well.
And for cake,
But
yeah.
for you, for your word, what you say.
Thank
and
you.
For your job.
So we close the space with chanting Satnam. Sat is truth. Nam is my identity. We do it all the time. It means everything. Satnam means, you know, it reminds us to find our true identity, not something we put on show for other people. True identity. So we chant Satnam to close the space that we opened with Om Namo. Okay? So we bring our palms together again. Could you lead this? My
Yeah,
voice
sure,
is a bit
sure,
ropey.
yes.
Thanks. All right.
Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. And inhale to chant 3 times.
Nam.
Inhale above your head. Peace to the world, to your third eye, light to the world, to your heart, love to the world, and bow to yourself.
Nam.
And to the teachings, to the teachers, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time, thank you for your energy, your love.
Eat cake.
Any questions? I'm gonna keep it open. And
Yeah,
then,
if anybody's got questions, just talk to me.
type it up in here. Okay.
So, yeah, because then I'm going to be gone.
Yes.
5 hours drive. But it's a sunny day, so it'll be nice. There we go.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming. Sorry?
Where do you live?
In the north.
In the north of
Yeah.
England.
Yeah. Yeah.
What particular?
Near Sheffield. It's a long way north.
It's cold over there, yes?
I'm sorry, cold?
Yes.
No.
No?
No, it's like here. It's not Scotland. Not north
Yes,
like
yes.
Scotland. Scotland is cold.
It's cold. Even Manchester winter.
Manchester is wet.
Just little things like
Yes.
Much rain in Manchester.
But it's cold as well in the winter. My friends
Not
live
so
in
bad.
Manchester sometimes. Same 25.
Yeah?
Yes,
Yeah.
25.
Yeah. Well, I'm the other side of the mountains. So, well, they're not mountains, they're big hills. Yeah.
Yeah, and see the it's like to actually really see it. So like even if you're walking down the street, you can just go, well, so I see it every day, like all day. It's crazy.
Did you survive?
Just, I can't go into town centres. I've struggled now.
Really?
Yeah.
Because of the energy?
Yeah, me and my wife went to Southampton the other day, and we literally had to go sit down and like have a cup of tea because the whole town centre is just full of like
Madness.
pure negative people.
I know.
And everyone just looks like battered.
I know.
Like, do you know what I mean?
I
It's
know.
just- and it's
But that's
your
it.
classic, like, you know, NPC, like, it's there to prop up all the control systems, like, you know.
Yeah, I know. And
I've got so much negativity happening in my family. Like my auntie passed severe heart attack,
yeah.
and then Friday last week my uncle double heart attack. You know, it's all starting to now show signs of the last couple of years basically in my family. My mum's now suffering It's just like, yeah, so I'm seeing it all, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. But it should be a message to yourself to look after yourself.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know, if you want to enjoy the next 20 years, you know,
But isn't that the point also that, like, when you have people around, you know, I mean, sometimes I think I just want to live in the woods, you know, by myself.
I get it.
but
My
actually,
mom got shocked when I said that to her.
Yeah.
You know, I said, you know, I just want to live in the woods with my dog and
yeah,
in
but
peace.
if you think about this, your soul volunteered to come now at this time.
Yeah.
And a lot of souls are coming now at this time because they want to. You see, although it's hard, the other side of that coin, because there has to be a polarity, is the fact that you have the opportunity to cover more ground now in less time. As a soul, you can experience so much more, and you can develop so much more quickly. You can open up consciously so much more quickly because that you can't have one without the other. You know.
I feel just the challenge, I must say, I can maybe take care of myself, but I want to bring it to the other people, and if they are not willing, I have the feeling I ran against closed doors. And
I find for me,
I want to open the doors,
Yeah.
and sometimes you try for years, and then you think, is there even a chance for me?
what's been the quickest thing for me is like people have made whatever choices they've made over the last couple of years. They're now looking to me and my wife and going, wow, like you guys really look after yourself, you look really fresh, you look really good, you're all so happy, you're all so this, like what's the secret? And I found that being your authentic self is the quickest way to, let's call it wake people up, or get people to understand and want to make changes.
You teach by being.
Yeah.
You teach by example, by being. You know, you can't force feed people anything. You have to wait for them to ask.
You can't shake them.
Only if they are.
I think that's what one of the biggest mistakes as a collective we've kind of made over the last few years. Is like shaking people. Why can't you see what's going on? Why can't you see? Do you know what I mean? Whereas like I found raising a level of consciousness through a mutual understanding of something, because every person's different, aren't they? So I found my brothers, for example, they're like into DIY and all that stuff. I'm like, oh, have you seen all this info I found on this ancient history that we've not been shown? And they're like, whoa, what's that? And I'm like, have a look. And then a week later, I'm like, did you watch it? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, imagine what else they're not showing us. You know, and that just those little seeds I've found has been the game changer, I think.
But you've got to wait for people to ask you. I used to teach class in Sheffield at the Institute of Sport, and I got this class years ago, and I just turned up, and they were just wanting the sport, you know. Well, Kundalini can be quite energetic, so I thought, do you know what, I'm just going to teach them clear, I'm not going to say a word, nothing, say nothing. Then one day, after about 6 weeks, somebody says, well, what about chakras then? And I said, you want to know? Then I'll teach it. I said, but not until somebody asks. If they ask, if somebody has a question, then you can start to share with them gently. But you can't wake people up. You can't.
I did a challenge for like 16 days. It was like non-moaning, non-groaning, non-gossiping,
Good luck.
not negative talk.
Yeah.
For 16 days.
Yeah.
And I was wearing like a bracelet. And every time you catch yourself doing these things, you change the bracelet. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
So, and I loved it a lot. I mean, I did it for myself, of course. But from then on, it was 2 years ago, I tell this that everybody I meet, and when people coming to my house to visit me, I live on the island of Crete in Greece, so I have lots of visitors because we live nice. So as a little present in the room, I give them
The bracelet? Oh, brilliant!
Where are you from? Yeah, whereabouts? I thought so. Whereabouts?
close to Hamburg.
Yeah. I lived half my life in Germany.
Do you know there are 3,000 Kundalini yoga teachers in Hamburg?
Oh, wow.
I don't think they all teach, but I've trained a lot of them.
But I live since 17 years on Crete.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Yeah, I lived in Paderborn, Osnabrück.
Okay, I'm from Kiel,
Yeah.
then you know
Well,
that.
I did Kiel, so
Yeah.
I did sailing up the east coast of Denmark. Yeah.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I started
Hamburg
in Kiel.
has more canals than Venice.
That's quite
Yes, Hamburg is quite pretty, but I don't like cities, but
No, but it's quite nice.
Yeah.
It's not that I've seen much of it.
I was in the I was in the army 15 years, and hence why I was in Germany. My stepdad was army as well, so I grew up in Germany, in Hammond, the Clanbishire. Yeah, and a little bit, and that's from playing football. So
yeah.
that's why I struggle sometimes to keep my legs crossed so long, because just from being in the army, I think, and just trying to increase that flexibility, and the years of football as well just takes it out of your knees and
Takes out your knees,
and I've had surgery on my back as well, so I'm kind of like, so I'm always trying to keep strong all the time.
But you know, the thing about it, you don't have to be flexible like so.